So the morale continues here. So as Rebbe Akiva shows up with pure bitachon, that everything that happens is l'toiva, and therefore when he realizes that his box is full of dirt, he continues on and he arrives in front of the king, and the king gets mad. Says the Maral, one of the ministers, their advisors there, that was really Eliyahu Hanavi, says, how does Eliyahu Hanavi reciprocate the midas habitachon of Nachum Ish Gamzu? By telling the king, hey, my majesty, your honor, please, let's look at the cup half full. Maybe this is a good sign. If representative of Klal Yisrael is showing up with a box of dirt, maybe let's look at the toiv. Why? Just like Nachum Ish Gamzu with his midas habitachon sees everything as toiv. This was the response to his midas habitachon. Ki derech Rishonim shemanach shifat milchama k'mo shematzinim b'mikvah b'gemara v'alma ki ein v'derech hamelech shenes l'dav hazeh elav la'avi la'ver afarak shel siman v'nichush k'zeh klei milchamtoi ki le'evle kem milchama l'dorin, and he tried, and Eliyahu Hanavi tricked the king. He told him this must be something special, because otherwise he wouldn't have brought it to you. V'zeh shama oisa yoyetz kilu afad Avram Avinu k'dav hazeh yoyetz la'Avram k'min afan as-cherev. Says the Maral, it's not that the dust turned into swords and spears, but the dust itself, when you threw it, its effect was like a spear and like a sword. Any piece of dust that was like a sword had the effect of a sword. Any piece of dust that was like a spear in the shape of a spear had the effect of a spear. That's what it's called. You threw the dust and it became to a sword and to a spear. Meaning to say it had the effect. So this was by Avraham Avinu. But now, so Eliyahu Hanavi was an advisor to the king, said to the king that this is a good sign. In other words, Eliyahu Hanavi didn't come and make a ness here, says the Maral, that suddenly this dust turned into the dust of Avraham Avinu. No, Eliyahu Hanavi said to the king, if the representative of Klal Yisrael is coming here with a box of dust, this is representing an idea of Avraham Avinu, who won his war with dust, which means you will now have success. Literally reciprocating what Nachum Ish Gamzu did. Nachum Ish Gamzu with his koyach habitachon took something that looked completely raw and turned it over to say Gamzu l'toiva. Eliyahu Hanavi showed the king of Rome, here is a box of dust. You can look at it as an insult from Klal Yisrael, as ra. I'm giving you a different perspective. Look at it as a good sign. Klal Yisrael is sending you a sign that you're now going to have success. Says the Maral, you want to know the story? This that they checked it out. It doesn't mean that they went and they threw the dust, says the Maral. It means they saw that from now on, suddenly the king started having success after success after success. And not only that, they believed that it was because of Nachum Ish Gamzu, and because of the Klal Yisrael sent them this sign. Also, they recognized that it was because of Nachum Ish Gamzu. And of course, they wouldn't have sent Nachum Ish Gamzu in the first place unless he was Melomad Benisim, and therefore, in other words, the king, not only did they read into the fact that there was a box of dust and that was a good sign, but they read into the fact, wait a second, who brought us this gift? It was Nachum Ish Gamzu. Klal Yisrael must have chosen him because he's Melomad Benisim, and therefore the fact that we now have success in our endeavors, we should also hang that on the fact and on the merit of Nachum Ish Gamzu. So we see, says the Maral, that in the story of Nachum Ish Gamzu, it wasn't necessarily a ness from Eliyahu Hanavi turning dust into swords. It was Eliyahu Hanavi reciprocating the idea of Nachum Ish Gamzu to turn something that looks like complete ra and say Kol Ma'ada'avin Rachmana L'tav, and turn it into complete